Well, looks like field jackets make great cat beds, right? What are you doing there, Rocky? Huh? What are you doing? You sleeping? You sleeping on my field jacket? Huh? You like that? They love this. Including Goldie. These guys are freaking bums. This is the I leave this thing. I leave my field jacket with the liner on the bed all the time because they just love it. See? He's curled up. He's curled up, huh? You ever think of that? It's a really good cat bed, right? What do you think about that, huh? Whoa, he's scared of cameras. He's scared of cameras. He's not that scared of cameras anymore, but he's kind of still scared of them. But yeah, you like that, huh? You comfortable? You comfortable, little guy? Okay, I'll leave you alone. But if you ever want to know a nice, really great cat bed, just get a field jacket, put a liner in it, and you're all set, right? Okay, buddy. Anyway, maybe you're MIL-SPEC. You're a MIL-SPEC cat. Is that what it is? MIL-SPEC cats love field jackets, right? You're already camouflage. You don't need no woodland camis or pixelated camis, right? You already got your cami coat on there at all times, right? Anyway, it's like your own little ghillie suit. There you go. Alright, Rocky, what do we got here? Well, we got some aluminum inserts by DINA Arms for the 12 gauge. Actually, I got 5 of them here. This is one's at 45, one's at 9 mil, one's at 357. This one's probably not sure which one is which, to tell you the truth, because they're inserted in here. This is 22. This is 22. I actually got a 22, 357, or a 38. You can use the same one. A 45 ACP, a 9 millimeter, and a 44 Magnum. Now, to get these out, they actually have like a little bit of an O-ring in them, so you have to knock them out, except in the case of the 22. The 22 doesn't have an O-ring in it. Now, these are made out of aluminum, but I'm going to say something about the aluminum that I don't think it's really a problem. Well, first off, you look on their website, DINA Arms. They've been making these since, I think, the 80s. Small USA company. They probably machine them as they're ordered and all that, Takes you a few weeks to get them, but, you'll get them, no problem, right? You order so many of them, you get a free shipping. Forget if it's over $100 or something. These are not that much money, though, because I got 5 of them for, I don't know, a little over 100. I forgot the exact price, but probably put the, this is not a product endorsement because I got to find out how these work out. Now, according to their website, they'll say the rifling will wear out and affect accuracy after 100 rounds. But you got to remember the steel ones don't have rifling in this length. Not any of them I saw. The longer ones do. The longer ones do, not the shorter ones. So, and I think that the rifling alone is going to make these more accurate than just a plain, steel tube, right? It's got some kind of spin on it. But even so, say the rifling does wear out after a little while. I don't plan to use these like to fire a real lot. I might use that stainless steel one I have that's a little longer by a different manufacturer. It's about this long. It's got rifling in it. But I could put these in any weapon. Now, I'm not sure if they do make a 410 gauge inserts. That would be pretty nice if you have the Rossi revolver rifle circuit judge. That thing. I don't know if they got something like that. That would be pretty nice, too. But I consider these to be something that you just carry with you, that if you have some extra ammo and you got your shotgun and you got a pistol cartridge with you, you might want to carry one of these because, say, for instance, I don't know, maybe you need that. You might need it for something. It's very light. It's very portable. It's the other thing is, if, say, ammunition becomes hard to come by, God forbid, well, you got something that could fire in any shotgun. It doesn't have to be a single shot or double barrel break open type. You could fire this in a pump action. You could fire this in a semi-automatic. It'll work. Now, in the case of These are the ones, I think this is a rimmed one here. Yeah, this is a, I could tell because I can fit my nail in there. See, this is a third 357 or 38. You could pull these out with your fingernail. That you could pull out with your fingernail. The 44 Magnum, the rim case, you could pull it out with your fingernail. No problem. The 9mm, which is this one, you're going to have to take out the insert and knock it out with like a pencil or stick or something, and that's not a problem. And also the same with the 45 ACP, because it's designed for a semi-automatic pistol. It doesn't have a rim on it. You can't get your fingernail in here, and maybe you could, but I can't. The 22 just falls right out. The 22, I think, is probably your most useful one, though, of these. And even despite this being aluminum, I would think the 22 would probably last an extremely long time, because it doesn't have a lot of power to it. And you notice that the 22, being that it's a rim fire, this is slightly off center because the firing pin has to hit the rim. It doesn't hit, it's going to hit direct center, so it's going to hit the rim right on the edge right here, or direct center of the insert. That's why it's off center a little bit. The 44 Magnum is pretty much overkill. I'm going to be a little, I'm probably going to make my own loads for this, because I can load down the 44 Magnum with just plain hard cast bullets that are, to have the gas seal in them. And that's another thing too. Say for instance this does wear down a little bit because it's aluminum, right? I don't think it's really going to wear down as much as you can do, as they say though, they even state on their advertising. They'll state the accuracy will be affected after maybe 100 rounds, after the rifling starts wearing down. But you got to remember, at least you got rifling. The steel inserts in this length, I didn't see any that have rifling. The longer steel inserts do, not the shorter ones, right, Rocky? You paying attention? This cat never pays attention. I'm trying to train this guy, man. Anyway, these guys crack me up, man. They freaking do. Man, freaking heads pointing up in the air, nose pointing up in the air. Anyway, he's in his world of his own. But the thing is, say for instance, okay, here's two things, and I was thinking about this, and this is kind of thinking outside the box. Now, maybe I can make this thing last 10,000 rounds and still be pretty accurate for like 50 feet. Maybe I can. This is what I would do. Since I reload, I would put cast lead bullets in there with the double seal. They got a band around the seal. I'll show you what it is. I'll actually bring one out here and I'll show you what it is. So when the gas opens up, it basically, no matter how, even if this thing became a little off spec and it got a little wider, it would still seal up. It would still seal up. It won't do that with a full copper jacket. Plus the lead is actually easier on this. The other thing is, you could probably MIL-SPEC coat the inside of this thing with something if it did get a little bit worn out. Like, I think I can make these last 10,000 rounds or something. I could probably make them last as long as any barrel, because a lot of these MIL-SPEC coatings they got today, if you just do the inside of the barrel, you're not supposed to, but say this was getting worn down, it's harder than the aluminum. But I don't plan to use these too much. This is really something I got for if, I need to carry some, if I have a pistol ammo or something on me and I have a shotgun, well, I can fire this in any shotgun. It doesn't matter. It'll cycle through any shotgun. It doesn't have to be a single shot. And let me show you what the cast bullets are. Okay, Rocky, we're going to show you the cast bullets now. These are from, actually, you can get these from Pennsylvania or something, Western Nevada. What were these? 200 grain semi-wad cutters. And if you look at them, you see they got that gas seal around there. That right there will, even if your barrel gets worn down more, that's what's actually, when that's actually rubbing down the barrel more than anything. And these hard cast, some people say the hard cast can really do some barrel wear too, but I don't think that. I think these would probably last a ridiculously long time in even these aluminum inserts. And then you know what you do? You don't clean it and leave the lead fouling in there, and the stupid things will still work. I think they'll work pretty much forever. Now the one thing I got though, if you want to, like, I just only have this in 9mm. This is stainless steel. It looks like aluminum, same color, right? Grayish color. This was made by another manufacturer. It's a little longer. And you know the problem with this only works in a single shot or double barrel break open type, right, Rocky? He's paying attention now. He's awake, so that's good. I'm training this guy, man. He's learning, man. He's learning, right? You beat a meow meow. You have a rocket launcher hanging on your back, right? When as soon as you say meow, thing goes off. Anyway, yeah, I do kind of like the 38s though. The 38s are pretty smart because you got a lot of metal on here, right? That's another thing. And well, you know, I'm sure they're safe, you know. I'm sure they're safe. It's just that when you're looking at the 38, well, still, that's a hell of a lot of metal, especially when you're putting this inside a 12 gauge 3-inch magnum. And it doesn't have to be a 3-inch magnum. It goes for any 2 3/4 inch chamber 12 gauge. It'll fit in there. So that's what it is. And I'm going to try to get a shot of the rifling on this in the video. I was able to get a shot of the camera of the rifling in here using a magnifying glass and a strong light. This has rifling, but you can see the rifling on this is not going to be that long because most of it is the cartridge. So you got, you know, how much rifling you got, you know, just half of this. This one I imagine is pretty accurate, but like I said, you can't put this in any shotgun. It's got to only be, you know, if you got your Mossberg 500 out there, you're not going to be able to put this in here. How are you going to get that in there, right? Can't happen. So you got these. And I think these are actually a very good deal. It's supporting an American company. You know, I put all the rounds in there. Everything fit. They got like a little O-ring. Also, this one has an O-rings on the outside to hold it in there, right? This one has O-ring to hold a round inside of it, except in the case of the 22. But you know, you're not going to get, you know, it is what it is. It's a freaking great thing for having around where you got a weapon that can fire multiple calibers. So now I got a 12 gauge that can fire a 22, a 9mm, a 357 or 38 special, 45 ACP, and a 44 Magnum. And also have the long insert for the freaking in stainless steel for the 9mm, which is a very common caliber. Now he's bored again, so he's going to go back to sleep. Anyway, let me get out the old Mossberg 500, and I'll cycle these through without any rounds in them. They should cycle through even though through the pump action, because except for the 22, because all these ones have a an O-ring that holds this in here. You know, it's in there. It's not going to fall out. You know, I can tap it. You know, it's not even coming out. Just slightly. Very slightly. These other ones, you're going to have to, the 45 ACP and a 9mm, you're going to have to use a little stick to get them out. But not a big deal. I'm going to actually use reloads. And actually, I was going to tell you too, with the 44 Magnum, I'm probably going to load up some 44 Special loads. I mean, 44 Special and 44 Magnum. You can always fire 44 Special and a 44 Magnum, no problem. So, I mean, I can use the 44 Magnum cartridge and load it up like a 44 Special with rounds that have projectiles like this with the gas ring on it. So, like the gas ring will be going down the rifling. Which, they're looped. These are lubed bullets. I think the aluminum would actually probably last a freaking ridiculously long time. I fired probably a good 10,000 rounds out of my 45, and I got a couple spare barrels for it. I never wound up changing the barrels, the barrel or nothing, because of what I was using. I was using 4.9 grains of Winchester 231, and well, not with these. I was using the round point 230 grain with the gas seal. I think these are 200 grain semi-wad cutters. I know they're semi-wad cutters. I think they're 200 grain or something. It says so somewhere on the damn box. Or you just weigh them with the scale. Yeah, they're 200. 200 grain. But that's an option. So if you don't fire copper jacketed rounds in these aluminum inserts, and you're firing lead with a gas ring, I don't know. The rifling would probably last several times longer. I would assume. Okay. And like I said, I think you could probably MIL-SPEC coat that rifling inside and bring it up, a few microns, whatever the hell you need to do, and you'd be back in business again. And you could probably hard coat the inside of this thing with something even stronger than aluminum, and basically you'd have unlimited life on these things, even though they're aluminum. So, but like I said, the short ones, you got some rifling. I know it's not much because most of this stuff is a round. Like when you're looking at that, I mean, your rifling is short in this. Like in the 22, you got a little bit more rifling. It starts over here. It starts over here because you got a shorter round. But that's why they don't make them with rifling too much, because it's not going to do a whole hell of a lot. But then again, I'd rather see some spin on this bullet than no spin, because it's got to help the flight characteristics somewhat, right? And it's got nice. It fits in there nice and tight. And you might be happy with, like I said, the 38 or 357. It might be a really nice one to have with this, because you could get these out with your nail. And anything with a rim cartridge, you can get out with your nail. You don't need that. But then again, well, I don't know, 38 357 still very popular. I stick with extremely popular stuff. I know there's a lot of better rounds out there that they're better. I know there's a lot of arguments about different pistol bullets, like the 40 Smith & Wesson. I guess that it's gotten popular now, but anything that the cops used for freaking 8 million years, like a 38 Special or a 357, or anything the military and NATO adopted, that's what I stick with. It's not necessarily always the best, but it's easiest to get. So still, it's not screwed up, Anyway, so let's cycle this through a Mossberg 500 and see how this works. And I'll take the rounds out of that first before I do that. Yeah, I was just looking at this 45 and this 9mm and see if there's something else you had handy that could press out the 4. At least this will work with the 45. This is spent case, just a brass on the 5.56. That'll push out. That'll push it out, no problem. See? That'll push it out, no problem. You probably push it the other way because it'll probably fit in there better. Yeah, that would fit in there perfect, because then it would touch the brass, just the brass alone, and you would get it out. So you could get the 40, so you don't have a pencil available. That's one thing that kind of sucks. But, what are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? I mean, it's like there's only so much, there's not one thing that does everything. Now, in the case of the 9mm, you're going to have a pencil. So just press it out, and it's got an O-ring in there, so it's gonna be kind of a tight fit. Boink. So anyway, let's see how they cycle through the Mossberg. Okay, here's the Mossberg 500, and let's see how they cycle, if they do cycle. Goes in there just like a shotgun shell. This would be crazy. So firing like a, well, you wouldn't want to shoot the 22 because it's in there like, you could shoot the other ones though. The other ones are in there with O-rings. Let's see if they all cycle through there. Right? Let's see what we got. That's one in the chamber. I gotta click it each time because I'm doing this one-handed. Oh God! Yeah, it goes. I'm doing this one-handed. It's kind of hard. I gotta, since I didn't fire it, I gotta click that little button down there. So, yeah, they're a little heavier than, but they still eject. That's cool. So you can probably get like 5.45s or something like that. And you got your 223, and you got a brass. You can just knock them out yourself. You can load it up with .45 caliber. Actually, the .45 caliber would not be too bad, actually, to tell you the truth. .45 caliber, I got a lot of respect for. I actually like it better than 9mm. I wish I had more. Wish I had more shots, though. If they could have made that Colt 1911 with a freaking double stack magazine or something. I don't give a shit. Well, I got a lot of opinions on things. Actually, I think the lower receiver on the AR-15 ought to be made out of stainless steel instead of aluminum. But yeah, that's another example. I mean, this is probably that MIL-SPEC 775 aluminum. I'm sure it is. It's not. It's probably the same stuff that the lower receiver is made out of with the AR-15. Like I said, it's not as strong, but it's not much money. And like I said, I think with the right type of use, using cast bullets that have like the that gas seal on it, that lubricating gas seal, the lead bullets with the lubricating gas seal. And these things would probably last way longer than if you're firing copper jacketed. And then the other thing is just don't load them up too hot. I like reloading though, so I mean, I don't freaking spend money on freaking other stuff. Use just cast bullets. And let's see if I can get a shot of the rifling. I know I got it on the other one. Was able to do that. Let's see if I could show that. I was able to show that on the other one. Let's see if I could pick it up on the camera. It does have rifling in it though. That's the one thing. The only ones I saw with rifling that are this short are the aluminum ones. Pretty sure this is MIL-SPEC 775 aluminum, not no crappy aluminum. And they've been making these since I think the 80s. USA company, so they're cool. Like I said, I'll bet you. Well, we'll see. We'll see when I start messing around with them. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to come out because I was able to verify them. You probably could see it though. There's a little rifling on the end. All of them have rifling. And I started thinking too about the, what do you call it? Ejection out of a 12 gauge. If these were solid steel, I don't think they'd eject. They'd be too heavy because these are heavier than empty, shotgun shells as it is. Even though they're aluminum, I don't think they would eject out of a shotgun. I don't know if you're going to be able to pick this up because the hole's getting smaller. But yeah, every one of them has a rifling. Let's do the 22. If I don't think I can pick that up, I could see it though. I could see it. I could see it. Not sure if the camera's focusing so great. They all got rifling though. That's an advantage. So anyway, what can I tell you, man? Not bad, man. Not bad. And like I said, I think I know a way to make these things last 10,000 rounds with reasonable accuracy. As long as they work 50 feet, who gives a shit, right? I mean, if they can hit like, even if they can hit this plate at 50 feet, that's fine by me. 12 inches, I don't even care. That's not too bad, because that's what I consider this last-ditch weapon. And it's kind of cool that it does cycle through the 12 gauge. So you can get yourself like 5.45s, and you got your 5.56 on you, and you can cycle 45s, which is a pretty powerful cartridge, through the 12 gauge pump. And I'm not sure if a semi-automatic would work, because the pump would probably you could, and you notice I had to hit that release button for the, because I didn't actually fire it. If I'm actually firing it, it's different, But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I like it. I'm really happy I got this damn thing now too. I was kind of researching like what's better and all the different things. I was kind of sold on this rifling. And like I said, I think I know, like I'm repeating myself, but the way I reload stuff, I think I can make this rifling last at least 500 rounds easy. And then I'm back to what the original, what everybody else has, smoothbore, right? Or mostly smoothbore. So, and even then, as long as I can hit this plate 50 feet away, as far as I'm concerned, that's good enough.